Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So right now, mixed race people are kind of the talk of the town on YouTube and on TikTok, so I figured I'd jump in and add my 2 cents. I made a video maybe a year or two ago about how mixed race people are not black, so I'm basically going to revisit a lot of those points that I made. So mixed race people are not black, and I know everyone likes to say that they are, but that's incorrect. Mixed race people are not black, biracial people are not black. That's a popular narrative to say that they are, but even though it's popular, it's incorrect. When you take black paint and white paint and mix them together, do you get black paint? No, you don't. You get gray paint. Gray is similar to black, it's not the same as black. Gray is similar to white, it's not the same as white. Look at the sentence, biracial people are black. Bisexual, 2 sexualities. Bicycle, 2 wheels. Biracial, 2 races. Biracial people are a mixture of 2 different races, which makes them mixed race, right? So look at the sentence, mixed race people are black. At the very beginning of the sentence, you identify that they are mixed with more than one race. And by the end of the sentence, they magically turn back into one race. So saying mixed race people are black is the same thing as saying multiracial people are one race, which obviously doesn't make any sense, right? If the parents are 2 different races, then the kid is 2 different races. If your parents are 2 different races, then you are 2 different races. Look at the sentence again, mixed people are black. If mixed people are black, then how come mixed is called mixed and how come black is called black? If we're the same, how come we don't have the same name? There's no difference between men and women, so then how come men are called men and how come women are called women? If we're the same, how come we don't have the same name? Creoles are black, then how come Creole is called Creole and how come black is called black? If we're the same, how come we don't have the same name? Creole and black are different names because we're different. And I'm fully aware that Creoles blended in with Black America over the years, but still, we have distinct names because we're distinct. We're similar but distinct. Mixed people are called mixed and black people are called black because we have different names because we're different. We're similar, but we're different. Men are called men and women are called women. We have different names because we're different. We might be similar, but we have distinct names because we're distinct. For some reason, every time you point out that mixed race people are not black, a popular response that you'll hear is, when the police pull you over, they're not going to treat you like a white person, they're going to treat you like a black person. So if you can't pass for white, that automatically makes you black. Obviously that doesn't make sense because then that implies that there's only 2 races, and we know fully well that that's not true. How the police treat you doesn't change what you are. How other people treat you doesn't change what you are. How you identify also doesn't change what you are. And when I say how you identify doesn't change what you are, I'm not saying that you can't lean more towards one race than the other. Because with genetics and culture, they tend to go hand in hand. People of European descent tend to be culturally white American. People of African descent tend to be culturally black American. But it's possible to be of African descent and to mainly grow up around white people, and it's possible to be of European descent and mainly grow up around black people. But for the most part, genetics and culture usually come together, but then when it comes to mixed race people, they split. And perfect example of that is the DeBarge family. The DeBarge's father is white of French descent and their mother is black of African descent. And even though they're 50% black and 50% white, they only grew up around their mother's culture. So genetically, they're mixed race, but culturally, they're exclusively black American. And they talked about in one of their documentaries how they tried their best to fit in with black America, but I think people like the way they look because they have that unique, ambiguous appearance. But they said in one of their documentaries that they tried so hard to fit in with the rest of black America, but no one really accepted them because they were only half black. I'm sure that was confusing for them because even though they're genetically black and white, culturally they're only familiar with one culture. And that's kind of how it is with mixed race identity when it comes to genetics and culture. They're a mixture of different cultures. How the police treat you doesn't change what you are. How other people treat you doesn't change what you are. How other people look at you doesn't change what you are. How you identify doesn't change what you are. The main thing is what you look like also doesn't change what you are. This is the Lucchetti family. The father is half white from Italy and half black from Kenya. The mother is black from the UK. The children look half black and half white, just like their father, but they're not half black and half white. They're 75% black because what you look like doesn't change what you are. This is Adele Ramcharan. She's half black and half Indian. I believe her mother is black and her father is Indian, but as you see, her skin is just as dark as mine. She's mixed race, but I'm not mixed race. And even though she's black passing, she's not fully black. What you look like does not change what you are. This is Rashida Jones, her father Quincy Jones, and her mother Peggy Lipton. She's half black and half white, but she's white passing, which means you can pass for white, but we know that you're not actually white. Even though she's white passing, that doesn't change the fact that she's half black, because what you look like doesn't change what you are. I think when it comes to like all this confusion on mixed race identity, I find it to be pretty simple, but there still seems to be a lot of confusion, and I think the swirlers are part of the problem. Because I'm noticing a trend on TikTok where the swirlers are like writing in the comment section, well, I'm black, so my kid is black, period. That might be the case, like you might be black, but if you made a baby with somebody from another race, then where do you get off on claiming your kid is one race when they're clearly more than one race? And I think the swirlers do this to downplay the fact that they procreated outside of their race. I don't have a problem with people who procreate outside their race, but it's like you're trying to downplay the fact that you did that at the detriment of your mixed race child. If you're gonna make babies with another race, then you should teach your kid to call themselves exactly what they are, which is mixed race or biracial or triracial or multiracial, whatever they are, you should teach them to call themselves exactly what they are. Because it's weird to me that someone can make babies with a different race and then turn around and claim that their kid is one race when you know fully well that that's not true. I don't know why the swirlers do that. Like I said, I assume that they do it to downplay the fact that they procreated outside of their race. But if that was something that you were going to be ashamed of, then you shouldn't have did it. Obviously, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just saying if that's something that you were going to be ashamed of, you shouldn't have did it. Labeling a mixed race person like a half black person is black. I mean, it doesn't make sense because most of the time their mothers are white and they're racially ambiguous in appearance. And typically kids tend to lean more towards their mother's culture, so then you label them as black. I don't think that makes any sense. Plus, that places an impossible standard on them that they're never going to be able to reach. You can't prove that you're more black when you're only half black. So like I said, if you're going to make children with another race, you should teach your kid to call themselves exactly what they are. I think sometimes mixed race people claim blackness when it's, half black people claim blackness when it's convenient, but black Americans also claim mixed race people when it's convenient. And both of those practices are ridiculous. Mixed race people are not black, they're mixed race. They're mixed race people of color, they're biracial, triracial, multiracial people of color, but they're not just one race, and it's incorrect to say that they are. Think of the one-drop rule. The one-drop rule is like the rule that white folks came up with in the past that stated if you have one drop of black blood in you, then you're not white, you're black. I'm not defending the one-drop rule, but there's a principle behind it that I think we should take a look at, and it's the principle of gatekeeping. This is our identity, and if you want to claim our identity, there's certain stipulations that you have to meet. And so I wonder why we don't practice the same gatekeeping when it comes to blackness. So when I say gatekeeping, I'm not saying biracial people, you can't sit with us, you can't identify with us. That's a reference to the Mean Girls movie, You Can't Sit With Us. I'm not saying that because like I said, they might lean more towards one culture than the other. That tends to happen. I mean, mixed race people obviously are outnumbered by monoracial people, so basically you have to get in where you fit in, and I get that. I'm just saying that gatekeeping your identity isn't necessarily a bad thing, because we tend to hand out the title of blackness like we're passing out candy from the Dollar Tree. But if we really value our identity, we should be a little bit more exclusive with it. So that's all I'm trying to say. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you like what I have to say, like and share. And if you don't like what I have to say, like and share. And be sure to hit the notification bell so that you'll be informed anytime I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.